welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Jake Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How you doing? How's it going? Just seconds before I started doing this podcast, I found out that apparently Drake's penis is in the ether. Apparently Drake's penis is out in the wild. All right. That's kind of my reaction. My friends were like, yo, Drake's penis is fucking... You could see his penis online. And I was like, all right. Well, actually, that's not true. I said, what? What are you guys talking about? Drake's penis? What are you guys talking about? And they're like, yo, there's like a video of him stroking it. And I just went, damn, dude, someone must have hacked my phone. Because me and Drake are fucking is what I'm... We are, it sounds like a joke, but me and him, we've fucked a few times, dude. Drake sends me some crazy shit, bro. This is just the beginning, dude, of the downpour. I'm leaking everything he sent me, bro. He's going to fucking jail for this shit. No, yeah, that's about my reaction, dude. I felt the same way when Ansel Elgort, people were debating the size of his penis. They were like, oh shit, he's got a massive bulge. And I was like, why are we, who gives a shit? Who cares, dude? Hearing about Drake's penis being online and hearing about Billie Eilish putting on lingerie, I had kind of the same reaction. Except one of them one of them was on the Rolling Stone cover, so I saw it. One of them was on the Rolling Stone cover, so I saw it. I was like, well, I'll look that up. The other one is apparently just a fucking video of him jerking off, so I was like, you know what? I don't really need to see that, dude. I don't need to see that, dude. I've been on chat roulette many times as a kid. I don't need to see another random man's dick being jerked off in front of me, okay? I don't need another unwanted penis being jerked off in front of me on a computer screen. I'm good, dude. Middle school chat roulette, I got my allotment of seeing strange dicks I don't want to see. I'm good, dude. I don't care if he's a celebrity, bro. To me, that's just a strange dick. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care how good your music is or bad. I don't know. I have no opinion on his music. I don't really fuck with it. But a dick is a dick is a dick, and I don't want it in front of me unless I asked for it. Anyway, speaking of penises, speaking of just sex in general, I guess. Speaking of unprompted things. So I work in like random. Well, I don't need to disclose what I do, but it's like, I'm kind of, I teach people how to do like athletic shit, sports bullshit. Anyway, so I'm in random, I work in gyms. That's what I'm doing right now. So I work in a lot of gyms, and I'm either in a random gym that's just for everybody, or I'm at a private gym, or like I'm at the gym inside of a building, and I work at this building that's like super, it's rich people, dude. It's a wealthy ass building, bro. It's in a nice part of Manhattan. It's people who live there could buy and sell me for sure. People who live there could pay me to live with them. Do you understand what I'm saying? If a person in that building said, I'll give you I'll give you $5,000 a month to just be in my apartment all the time, I might think about it, you know? They got a lot of money, is what I'm saying. Anyway, I was in this building waiting to go downstairs to this gym, and I walk in, and there's this older lady, this hot older woman. She had to be like 50, but, you know, she was tall, she was slim, she was like very attractive. She was like Jane Fonda, but younger. You know how Jane Fonda, you look at her and you're still like, she's still like hot, even though she's very old. She still has the thing, dude. She still has like those eyes that where you're like, I would have sex with this woman if that's where it's going. And this woman, she had like a fur coat on, dude. She was like Carmela Soprano'd out, dude. She was full mink coat. She was wearing a coat that was given to her through blood money. And she had a dog with her. So double, triple, I love this woman. Tall, hot older lady, mink coat that she got illegally, and a fucking cute dog, dude. I like this woman. But she also had her child with her. The child had to be like 12 years old. So I don't really process any of that. I just walk up and I go, hot older lady, there's a dog. Oh, that must be her daughter. And I'm waiting for the elevator. And she goes, oh, you're here early. And I teach, like, you know, I teach people's kids. So she's like, oh, you're here early. And I just sort of go, oh, haha, yeah. And she goes, I'm impressed. And I'm like, yeah, ha. And then I click the down button on the elevator, and she goes, oh, you're going down? I thought you'd be going up. And I smiled again. But at this point, I was like, because for a second, I was like, oh, older woman, younger daughter, maybe they're part of the class, but she was too old to be part of the class. So the more that this older lady talked to me, the more I was like, I don't know who are you people? And very quickly it went from me being like, oh, they're part of the class, to me being like, is she propositioning me? Because then after she said that to me, oh, I thought you were going up, her daughter immediately stood up and said, Mom, let's go to the other elevator. And they walked to the other elevator. And then I got in the down elevator, and I kind of, a little bit in my brain was like, what was that? Was I being propositioned? So I go down, I do the class, whatever the fuck. And then I tell two of my friends about this scenario, and both of them were like, I think she was trying to fuck you. And if that's the case, dude, I mean, I would have done that, dude. Bro. I'm ready to be someone's, sugar baby, dude. I'm ready to be sugar babied out, bro. I would do it. What? I would be in a relationship with an older lady who's just like, I'm going to pay for everything. And I'll be like, sick, I'll focus on comedy. Sick, dude. But at nights, I got shit to do. But the rest of the time, right? I've talked about this on the podcast before. That's a kind of a sick arrangement. But this was the closest I've ever been to someone actually offering me up this arrangement. And still, I'm not quite sure that's what was happening. But at the same time, it's very strange, the series of events. I totally was not thinking that could be it until the daughter went, hey, Mom, let's use the other elevator. Because it was almost like she was like, I don't need another man to be brought up into our apartment. Also, I don't think that, I think I'm a better person than that. Like, the fact that she had her daughter with her made me and my brain go, there's no way that would ever be what she's insinuating. But apparently this lady was more of a piece of shit than I thought. Apparently a very attractive tall lady is rude to her dog and kid. That's fucked up. I hope that's not what was happening. Because if that's what was happening, that means that there have been other occasions where she just takes a strange man up to her apartment, and then her daughter and the dog go in the other room and build traumatic memories together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, I hope that's not what's happening, dude. That better not be what's happening. Okay? What I'm saying is, if you're an older lady and you're trying to look for a young gentleman, dude, make sure your kid's not next to you, okay? Have some self-respect to not have your child there, you weirdo. People are fucking weird with their kids, dude. Someone was telling me a story about how this kid, she was like nannying for this woman, and the woman was like asking if she looked okay, and then her kid immediately responded, "You look really beautiful, mommy. You always do." In a way where like it felt coached, where it felt like she often asked her child, "How do I look?" and her child has to like big her up and give her compliments to make her feel. That seems strange to me. I don't know. I don't have a kid, but that dynamic seems bad. I don't want to use my child for self-gratification. That's strange, dude. You know, ask your husband. Well, I guess she was going on a date. Ask the date. Ask a girlfriend, dude. How do I look? Don't have Joey tell you while he's eating cereal, bro. Don't ask Joey how you look while he's eating cereal, bro. That's how all these fucking... That's how people build up weird relationships when they're older, bro. They're bad relationships. Guess what? Bad relationships with your parents lead to weird relationships with everyone else. So stop. Anyway, Drake's dick is on the internet. Speaking of strange relationships with younger people, Drake's penis is on the internet. You know. Get it? Because he allegedly has some strange relationships with younger people. I don't know anything about that, dude. But it's alleged. Anyway. I mean, he did kiss a 17-year-old girl on camera. That's not really alleged. That's just sort of video evidence. But, I'm doing pretty good. What if I see that woman again? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do if I see that woman again? I kind of want to be like, "Hey, were you propositioning me the other day?" How do you think she would react to that? I mean, if she was propositioning me, then she'd probably just go, "Yes." But if she wasn't, then she'll probably just go, "What do you get? Security, get him out of the fucking building." Then I'll probably be fired on the spot. Maybe it's not worth it, but I really want to know. If she was doing that, she probably would just, in another obscure way, be like, "I was just asking you." You know what? If she was, it'd be like in The Sopranos. In The Sopranos, I was watching it the other day, and Johnny Sack, dude, they're talking about him dying or not, him getting killed. And Tony's on the phone with Carmine, who's Johnny Sack's boss. And Johnny Sack's boss, Carmine, is like, maybe something needs to be done. And Tony's like, "Are you saying what I think you're saying?" And then Carmine said, "I didn't say anything." You have a good one. Right? That's what this woman would do. I mean, she's got the mafia mink coat on. She's already Carmela Soprano. I would be like, "Hey, were you propositioning me the other day?" And she would be like, "I was just asking you to go upstairs. All you got to do is press up." And then I'd be like, "Is your daughter home?" And she'd be like, "Yes." I'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, lady?" What is wrong with you, dude? This is how you had, dude. This is probably how that daughter got born, bro. The woman's at least 60 or like 55, and this girl is like 12. She probably fucking propositioned a different guy. Next thing you know, She has a literal human being next to her. Anyway, what the fuck else was I going to talk about? I wrote down all this shit for a podcast, and then I forgot that I wrote it all down. Oh, dude, the tunnels. Bro, the tunnels, huh? That was confusing to hear about. The tunnels made by Hasidic Jews in New York, in Williamsburg, right? They're like tunnels that go underground that go from like one temple to another, right? When I first heard Jewish tunnels or like saw a headline about Jewish tunnels in New York City, I immediately was like, oh, is that The Onion? Or I was like, oh, is that... I mean, most people were probably like, oh, that can't be real. That's just like a Jewish person's worst nightmare, is that being... That's the bit, right? Is that like if I was a Jew in New York, I would... That's a conspiracy theory. That's terrifying to hear because it's definitely not true. And then there really are tunnels. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. And I don't think it's anti-Semitic to report on the tunnels. I think it's, there are tunnels in New York. You report on it. It's interesting. But I will say that like some of the footage going through the tunnels, some of the music being used felt a little anti-Semitic. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we needed it. You don't need spooky music to be playing while going through the tunnels. You don't need music from the Hereditary soundtrack to be blaring. Why are there violins playing while we're looking through this tunnel? It's, I was watching certain videos of the tunnels and I was like, why is this sound and look like the movie Barbarian? Is this just footage from the movie Barbarian? What the fuck? Did they just not even go down there to film? They just put Barbarian on the news? They put Barbarian on the news and was like, yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, we're definitely scared of it. I felt bad, dude. I have a friend who is Jewish and he was like, yeah, that was a nightmare to hear. I can't imagine that, dude. That must suck, dude. I mean, also I thought maybe it was like a bit like I thought it was like an anti-Semitic thing. Like people were saying that when I heard Jewish tunnels, I thought it was like a headline of like Alex Jones talking about the subway system. Like that's what I thought it was. I thought it was like a political pundit being like describing the subway as that. And then the news was like, oh, isn't this fucked up to say? But no, it just turns out there's a whole new subway system being created. I don't know. I kind of just was like, that's cool. I kind of thought that was cool. I kind of think it's cool to build tunnels and like, it's kind of a smart move. Who said you can't? Are you not allowed to do that? I don't know. I kind of think it's sick. I kind of think that like maybe we should be building more tunnels underground, bro. I mean, maybe there should be walking paths underground. Nah, those get dangerous real quick, huh? That's why we don't do that. That's why we don't. Well, but the subway, just as dangerous, I guess, right? I don't know. We also have to walk underground to get to the subway. I'm trying to think about if there were walking paths underground, if that would not be good. And why it would not be good. I guess you just got to put police down there. But then that'll just cause violence, huh? I don't know. How do you do that? How do you build infrastructure? How do you make things happen, huh? How do you, as a governmental unit, make things safe for everyone? How do you do it? Because I don't know how. The moment people are like, this is how we solve this crisis, I'm like, how did you get to that? How did you even, I don't know how to solve anything. I know how to de-escalate a conversation, and sometimes I'm not even good at that. Sometimes I'm in the wrong mood, and I can't even do that. So there's no way I could solve global warming. I can't do it, dude. I'll listen to someone else who's poured over the information, but for me, I'm not going to weigh in because that'll cause more problems. Sometimes weighing in on something that you don't know shit about just really fucks everyone's shit up. Sometimes the best thing you can say is, hey man, I don't really know. I don't know. I don't. You want to point me in the direction of reading some things? Can you point me in the direction of a book or an article or something? Because I can't. Because if I open my mouth right now, you're gonna be irritated, and I will too. My lack of knowledge is gonna bother both of us. So you want to just steer me towards some books? I talked about being tight on money, dude. Dude, you know what's really a painful thing when you're tight on money is the fact that you got to tip everybody no matter what now. Dude, the digital tip. Oh, bro. Also, dude, again, see, okay, so this is this is the type of shit, right? So with what I was just saying, where like I don't really know anything. Sometimes when you don't like know enough details, your brain starts thinking things, and then you're like, is this even a thing? I don't know, because I don't know enough to know if it's a thing or not. But I was thinking about global warming, climate change, and I was like, when I was a kid, so much of the focus on climate change was that we were using too much paper and we were burning down all of the forests. All of the rainforests were going to disappear and all trees would be gone, and then we wouldn't be able to breathe, and the ozone layer would fucking tear apart and we would all burn to death. But as we've gotten older, like, we've used paper way less, right? Like, it's more and more people are on laptops, people are on phones. Like, the amount I'm writing things down onto paper at this point in my life is an option, is like an active choice that most people don't do. A lot of people keep everything in their fucking phone. And so I'm like, so did we fix that part of it? Did we fix... How is the rainforest doing okay? I'm gonna search that into Google after I'm done recording this. I'm gonna search, is the rainforest doing okay? I do wonder, like, what will make that clock stop in Union Square? If you don't live in New York, in Union Square, there's a clock that's counting down the time until we are fucked. Like, it's counting down the time until climate change isn't irrevocably... Until climate change is irrevocable. We can't reverse it. And we're just fucked. But, like, does that... I don't think that timer accounts for, like... What if we start fixing it? Like, if we start fixing it, are we going to put time on the clock? Like, how is that... I feel like they just put a time on there and it's going to go down. And also, you know, that used to just be the time. It used to just be the time, but now instead of the time, it's a big fuck you to existence. I don't know. If we solve climate change, is it going to stop? Is that clock just going to freeze at where it is? And once again, dude, this is ignorance talking. I don't know any hard facts about any of this shit. So my mind is just left to ponder. When you have no real facts to digest and have done no real research about any information, you just ponder shit. You just go, that was in my childhood. Let me bring it into now. that happened a really long time ago. What's going on with that? What's going on with the ice caps? What's going on with the ice caps? Are they melted? Are they gone? I don't know. Like, climate change is obviously real, but like, what are the... What's been happening? I guess that's for me to research, right? I guess that's for me to know. But really, the ice caps, the polar ice caps, I remember being a kid and they were like, these are going to melt and you're all going to fucking die. I remember watching the movie Day After Tomorrow in school and my teacher being like, this is going to be in 10 years. And me being like, whether that's true or not, I'm 9. Whether that's true or not, I'm too young for you to be saying this to me. My teacher is the same as that woman in front of her child, bro. If you're 50 or if you're an old person, don't proposition another person for sex in front of a 12-year-old, and also don't tell and don't say out loud in front of a 12-year-old. In 10 years, the world is gonna drown to death. How about give these kids hope for their future? How about set them up to not have their brains fucked at 20? Damn. So, I don't know. There's a lot of teachers who just shouldn't do it. All right, I'll be right back for the next part of the podcast. What's up? I'm back. I feel like there are rarely ever mid teachers. I could be wrong on that. There could be some mid teachers. I feel like subs are mid, and then as far as teachers go, it's either the worst fucking teacher of all time or the dopest teacher of all time. There's the chill as fuck teacher. There's the teacher, maybe is that the mid teacher? There's a teacher who like sucks so fucking bad, and there's the teacher who's like genuinely teaching you things that you will never forget in your whole life. They're like genuine teachers who are just like laying down life lessons where you're like, damn, dude, Mr. DeFabio saved my life. Where you're like 37 and you're like, damn, dude, thank God Miss Walker kept me in line. These are real teachers I had. I feel like teachers are either giving you life advice that will carry on with you for your entire existence on Earth, or they're literally having sex with you and destroying your brain. Ah, dude, that sucks. That's awful, dude. There's a couple jobs like that. I feel like teacher, cop, fucking nurse, right? I feel like all three of those jobs are very similar. I feel like all three of those jobs are someone shrugging their way into a career. It's either somebody who like genuinely for whatever reason is like, I really want to make a difference and save, and like I really want to like, you know, do something good for the world, or it's somebody who's just like, I don't know, there's nothing else really. There's nothing else I'm really trying to do, so fuck it. Every dude I've met who became a cop, a lot of them, or a nurse, a lot of them are people who are just like, I don't know, all the other shit I want to do is too hard. And that's not me saying It's not, those jobs aren't hard. That's just me saying, you know, those are definitely some of the applicants. I couldn't do either of those jobs. I'd be bad at both those jobs. But it doesn't mean that there aren't people doing those jobs who aren't great at that job, you know? Every job has people who suck at it. Dude, I don't understand how people have money. That's where I'm at right now. Like, how do people, like, some people have so much money. I don't understand how they have so much money. But, like, where are they getting it from? So many people I know that have jobs where they just, like, tricked the world. Like, so many people I know have jobs where they look at emails and they make $100,000 a year. And then everyone I know who has, like, a job that's difficult, where they're tired a lot, they get paid nothing. And how did that happen, dude? What is that? That doesn't make any sense, dude. I gotta learn to code, bro. No, it's all right. It's all right, dude. It's all right. That's the thing is some people like, I feel like I talked about this on the podcast recently. So I'll move on. About tricking the world with your job, dude. You trick the world, bro. That's a good thing. You don't need to complain about your job if it's easy. If your job is easy and you make a lot of money, just do me a favor and enjoy that. It's more of a bummer if you try and pretend like writing 3 emails in a day is a slog, is like this torturous thing, dude. If you're doing your job if you're doing your job from your bed, dude, if you're in your pajamas with a blanket over you, your job isn't hard. It might be annoying. I think people confuse annoying with hard. You might have an irritating job. You might have an annoying job, but that doesn't mean it's difficult, you know? Something that's difficult is something that, like, is hard to accomplish. If someone is being annoying to you, I don't know. I consider difficulty and irritation to be different things. I guess some people will be like, this person is difficult. But that's just, to me, when someone calls someone difficult, it's just them not wanting to say cunt. Which is a good word, dude. I've been calling dudes that to their face a lot recently. I'm like, why are you being a cunt? Especially while playing pool. Dude, this guy came into the bar the other night. Dude, pool, I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't know what's going on lately with pool, but people are like losing their minds. Dude, this guy came into the bar. I was at a bar and I had been playing. Literally no one was on the table. No one was playing pool. I start playing pool. I'm playing for a long time, okay? I've lost some games. I've won some games. But I'm sitting by the table the whole night, okay? I'm hanging out there from the inception of it being an idea for people to play. And, you know, if you don't play pool, there's usually a chalkboard or you put money on the table. At this place, there's a chalkboard. But at first, we weren't using it because no one wanted to play besides people we knew personally. Then people started writing their names on it, but then when you call names, people aren't around, whatever the fuck. So somebody put their name on, it got erased accidentally. He came back over. We were like, oh, our bad. Let's like, you're next. Don't worry about it. And then we'll go back to the board after you go up. We didn't mean to, like, I don't know who erased your name, but it was obviously an accident. This dude comes into the bar, right when this guy's coming up. Almost like he heard what happened before, but there's no way he could have heard what happened. He just walked up, right? Walked up, drunk as shit. He's like 40 years old. He looks about 40. Maybe late 30s, but he's lived a haggard life. He's lived a rough life. He walks up pretty drunk, and he just starts shouting, "Who's next? Yo, who's next? Who's next? Who's next?" And then we're like, this dude's next. This is what happened. He thought someone was cutting the pool table line. So this motherfucker. So he was trying to cut the whole line because we were cutting the whole line. Like he was trying to come over and say the whole board is bullshit and play next because this guy wasn't on the board. Anyway, he walks up, he just starts screaming, "Who's next? Who's next?" Two people try to explain it to him. "Oh, this guy is next. His name got erased, so we didn't write it because he was sitting there. We all agreed he's next, and now he's going." And he goes, "What's his name? What's his name? Is his name on here?" And we're like, "His name is Irv." He goes, "I don't see his name." And we're like, "Yeah, because he's not, because we just explained it to you. His name accidentally got erased, so we thought we don't need to write it again. We'll just let him go next." And he goes, "I don't see his fucking name. I don't see his fucking name." And then more and more people try and calm him down. And I'm starting to get fucking annoyed because I know that this guy just does this. I've met so many guys like this. They just go into a room and they either cut the bathroom line or they cut the pool line or they do whatever. They just create a problem until everyone goes, "All right, whatever, man." And this guy, so I start saying to this guy, I go, "Hey, man, his name got erased. He's going next. We were all here, so it wasn't we didn't force him to write his name down, okay?" And he goes, "So what? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. His name's not on the board." And I go, "Where's your name on the board?" And he goes, "It's not on the board." I go, "Okay, so who the fuck cares what you're talking about, dude? So what you say, what you're saying doesn't matter at all." And he's like, "Well, who's next? Who's next?" I go, "We just told you that guy's next. Then we're going on the board again. Okay? I've been on the table the whole night." And he goes, "I don't give a shit if you've been on the table the whole night. I don't give a shit about that." I go, "What do you mean? What do you mean I don't give a shit about that?" He goes, "What does that have to do with anything? You being on the table all night?" I go, "Because I've been next to the fucking table the whole night, dude." Dude, the amount of... Dude, he was getting me pissed the fuck off. Because he thought I was trying to brag, be like, I've been winning all night. Bro, I haven't been winning all night. What I'm saying is I've been next to this fucking table the whole time. That's why I know what's happening, and you just showed up. That's why you don't know what the fuck's happening. And literally five people are engaging with you to tell you what's going on, and then there are 7 other people sitting next to the pool table, too scared to participate in telling you to stop being a fucking cunt. Anyway, so I try and calm him down. I'm like, "Bro, we're not trying to fuck with you, okay? This is what's happening." And people start like putting hands on him, like to calm him down. And he's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," which is the universal thing to say of like, "You're touching me, now I can swing." So this guy is like looking to just cause a fucking problem. And then this was further validated. My opinion that he was there to cause problems was further validated by the fact that his cousin walks over and he goes, "What's going on? What's going on?" "He's my cousin. He's my cousin." And he's my cousin is the universal way to say this guy's a drunk fucking idiot. Like he's about to try and fight everybody. Well, I don't want that to happen. And I'm like, we explained it to him multiple times. And he goes, "Well, explain it to me. And then the dude fucking erases all of the names. And I go, "Bro, what the fuck did you just do? What, you erase all the names?" He goes, "I did what your boy did. What do you mean what my boy did? That's not what fucking happened, you idiot. You dumb fuck." You stupid fucking cunt, dude. What a dumb fuck. Anyway, his cousin's like, explain it to me. So I say to him, I go, "This is what happened. Explain the whole thing." And he goes, "All right, so whose names were here?" And we start writing the names. Right? And then he tells his cousin to cool off and get out of the fucking room. And so he leaves. They go in the back for karaoke or some bullshit. It's all fine. I turn to the table. Everyone's like making this face like, "Ugh, Jesus Christ, that fucking guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So then me and my friend are playing these 2 other guys, and we happen to lose the game because that's what happens, bro. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But this guy keeps watching us play, and I'm getting irritated because I'm like, is this guy just gonna try and fucking? He's just trying to fight somebody, and now he's mad because we didn't back down from him. Now he's mad because at a certain point, I also put my hand on him to be like, yo, chill. And he was like, don't fucking touch me. And I go, all right, I'm not touching you. You got to chill out, dude. You don't know what's going on. You need to fucking calm down. And he's mad because he just wanted us to be scared of him. He just wanted us to be scared enough to let him play. And all of us were like, fuck you. So we're playing, right? End up losing the game. I go, good game, to the other two guys we're playing because they're nice guys. The guy who his name got erased. I'm glad he won, dude. Good for him, bro. He's been waiting a long time. His name accidentally got erased. Then he had to deal with this fucking guy coming over to try and permanently make sure this guy never gets a chance to play. Fuck you, dude. Anyway, he wins. That's all good. This guy who's been watching, just drunk in the fucking doorway, he goes, yo, you don't win. They lose. And I went, what? What'd you say? Which I was being cuntier than I planned to be, but I genuinely didn't understand what the fuck that meant. Like, he said that, and I was like, this is an insult somehow, but it's kind of confusing because this guy's dumb. This guy's dumb and very drunk. So I was like. So I just naturally went, what'd you say? What? Not even in, and that's the thing too that made it even shittier to hear from him probably, is that I didn't say it like, what the fuck did you say, bro? I said it like, bro, what are you talking about? And he goes, you don't win, they lose. And then I like thought about it and was like, oh, he's saying that I get lucky when I win. And so I just took a second and I looked at him and I went, sure. And he looked at me real mad because he couldn't decipher whether or not I was being pleasant or an asshole. And then right when that happened, his cousin walked up and was like, yo, bro, let's get out of here. We got to go. I'm trying to go home. My missus wants me home. He's like, bro, we don't got to go home. We don't got to go home. And they chilled for a little bit longer. Also, I know for a fact that all he wanted to do was cut the line because he didn't write his name down after that. He didn't like try to write his name down for pool at all. And then he tried to cut the bathroom line twice. Dude, thank God I waited in line for the bathroom, and then as I went in and as I was coming out, he was literally cutting the whole line to go into the bathroom. Thank God, because we might have ended up fighting. Because because that guy is legitimately dumb, but I am also dumb enough where the bathroom thing, I would have also been like, you're not cutting the fucking line. Which is stupid on my part. At that point, I should just be like, let him pee. But I was so annoyed. But anyway, that guy's a cunt, is my point. That's how I got onto that whole thing. Dude, those are my two favorite things to say when someone is being shitty to you. Sure. Well, not even when someone's being shitty to you. Just in general, my two favorite things to say are sure and I don't agree. Because sure I have a sure I just say. It's like instead of yeah, I say sure. And sometimes I'm saying it to be like fuck you to certain people. But most of the time, I say 90% of the time I say sure. I'm just thinking about what someone's saying. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just like sure, and I'm pondering, dude. I'm searching for how I feel about what was just said. And then I don't agree is fun because I don't know. I feel like people are shocked when you don't agree with them, especially when you declaratively don't agree with them. Like sometimes I'm having a conversation with somebody and we just keep disagreeing, and I go, oh, all right, yeah, I don't know. I think I just don't agree. And then the person's like, what? Like they're confused on why we didn't just like argue until one of us hated the other person. But at a certain point, when you're having a conversation with someone, sometimes you're just like, I know where this is gonna we're just gonna keep yelling in circles. and I'm not going to change my mind and you're not going to change yours, so why not just go, I guess we just don't agree and just move on to a different subject. Right? There's that's like in relationships. In certain relationships, people like get really mad if the person you're with doesn't like the movie that you also like, or they don't like the game that you also like. But I think that's stupid as fuck. And also, it's not sustainable, bro. You're gonna like certain shit that she doesn't like, and she's gonna like certain shit that you don't like, and you gotta both be okay with the fact that one of you thinks the other person's thing is dumb. I don't think you're dumb, but I think, Emily in Paris is dumb, but also I get it, dude. I get dude, Emily in Paris, so many people shit on it, but like it's just Entourage for women. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, I really like that." She was like, "I really like." Oh, I like it. Well, Emily in Paris isn't good, but like I just like looking at Paris, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, that's Entourage." Like Entourage isn't good, but it's just like fun to. Sometimes it's fun to see nice cars and like Hollywood. That's it. It's nice to see how rich people live in a fictional way. I mean, there's a lot of shit out there now. I mean, now social media has taken that over. It's, people are just pretending to be rich. Like Andrew Tate is Entourage at this point. He's got a little bit of a more aggressive bend to him, but it's kind of a similar itch. All these like fucking finance dudes, all these entrepreneur dudes who are like, this is how you make fucking $8 million, bro. Look at all the Lambos I got. Look at all these hot women. It's Entourage. Anyway. You can't, I don't know. Bro, I was listening to an old episode of this podcast, and, it's bad. An old episode of this one you're listening to, of Talking to Myself. I was listening to an old one, and then I jumped forward to another one, and I was just kind of like listening to episodes, to like little bits of episodes throughout the years. And I don't know if I was just in a bad mood or this is genuinely true. Could just be genuinely true. I was like, damn, dude, this shit's never been good. I was like, damn, dude, this shit has been dog shit from jump. And I could have been in a state of self-loathing or self-clarity. I don't really know. But I really felt in my gut. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm an idiot. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. Maybe that's the fun, though. I'm just, what the fuck am I talking about? Hopefully one day this will be good, bro. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one episode where people are like, you know what? This isn't bad. He's talking about fucking Drake's dick and teachers. This is educational stuff. He's talking about how he's confused about climate change. You know what? This guy's a fucking idiot. This guy's a fucking idiot, and my brain is rotting listening to this. Maybe that should be the tagline for this podcast. Talking to myself. Come rot your brain. Rot your brain with me, dude. I don't think you can, dude. I've worked with kids a decent amount in my life, and I don't know. There's like certain viciousness in children that I don't think you can like. I don't know if you can make kids not vicious. I think kids just, there's a natural instinct to be shitty as hell. You know what it is? It's because you don't understand life yet, so you're practicing what it's like to be a person, and you're also like playing, or you're doing experiments. Every child is doing experiments on how far they can go with any given thing. So kids have periods of their life where they're just vicious as hell because they're seeing how vicious they can be and get away with it. And also, you're kind of seeing how viciousness makes you feel. Sometimes you say a thing that's mean as fuck as a kid to another kid, and you're just trying to see what that's like. One of the kids in class went up to another girl and just told her, your mom's in jail. And the way the other kid reacted, she just came over and was like, hey, he said my mom's in jail. And then we made him apologize. But the way that she reacted, I was like, her mom, there's no way she reacted the same way that I reacted to that guy who was like, who I said, is your name on the list? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, then who gives a fuck? That she had a similar look on her face of like, my mom's not in jail. She kind of said it to us like, is my mom in jail? This doesn't make any fucking sense. The fuck is this kid talking about? If she was an adult, she would be like, what the fuck is this kid talking about? This kid's an idiot. But he's not an idiot. He just is like, what, what's going to happen if I say that? And then he found out, you got to apologize. It's a mean thing to say. And he's like, okay. You'll see it in the kid's face. He's like, all right, I guess that was too far. A kid in my high school, I might have talked about this in the podcast before. I don't know. I'll say it again. Kid in my high school. Well, this was in middle school. Kid I know was being bullied by another kid. Or I don't know if he was being bullied. He was being made fun of a lot by another kid in art class. And the kid who was picking on the other kid, his dad died young, like when he was a baby. So as this kid who didn't have a father was really picking on the other kid just, was sitting there with a fucking 12-year-old brain, and he was like, yeah, all right, man, well, at least I have a dad. And then the kid who was making fun of him with his 12-year-old emotions just started bawling, crying. Hey, man, you might be 28 and start bawling, crying if someone says that. I don't fucking know, dude. That's a mean thing to say. But that kid didn't know how mean that was when he said it. He just was overwhelmed by this other kid, and he didn't understand the how to gauge the appropriate thing to say that was just enough to have the guy shut the fuck up. But you know what he did learn? He learned that day that was too much. He learned that day that the perfect response was somewhere below that. It was somewhere above, you're a poopy head, and somewhere way below, hey man, your dad is dead. And he got called to the office, and I didn't hear that conversation, but I'm assuming the conversation was the superintendent just kind of like, fuck, man, why'd you say that? And he probably said to the kid, like, hey, man, I know you were being bullied, but, like, you can't say that. He was doing the equivalent of, like, that was the 6th grade version of Kramer saying the N-word. It's like, bro, you were being heckled, but you're the villain now. You're the villain, bro. You're the villain, dude. You're like 50, bro. You know that that's not the way to react. This kid's fucking 12, dude. He doesn't understand that's not the way to react. He learned that lesson right now. That's why when something like that happens, everyone's like, bro, we can't help you here. It's because we know that Kramer when he was 12 probably told another kid, at least I have a dad. And in that moment he learned, don't say the N-word years from now when someone's heckling me. He's a comedian, bro. He definitely pushed the boundaries in a way where he learned don't go that far, and he forewent that knowledge and went so far that he was on Comedians in Cars Making Coffee years later, still wearing wigs to hide his identity. So what I'm saying is, if you're 12, you could tell someone their dad is dead. But if you're 35, keep it to yourself, maybe, you know? If you're 35, call him poor before you do that, you know? Is he divorced? Make fun of that. Anyway, that's it for the podcast. The timer's about to go off. The camera's about to go off. Thank you guys for listening as always. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Jake, you're an idiot. Jake, you don't make any sense. Jake, you're a piece of shit.